Hi everyone, welcome back to the Science of Lab Tests. Today we're uncovering the fascinating science behind how lab tests detect infections. From bacteria to viruses and everything in between, lab tests play a crucial role in diagnosing and managing infections. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of how these tests work and why they're so important. Let's start with the basics. Infections occur when harmful microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, fungi, or parasites invade your body. Your immune system fights back, but sometimes the infection requires medical intervention. This is where lab tests come in. Lab tests help identify the type of microorganism causing the infection, the severity of the infection, and the most effective treatment options. Now let's break down the most common lab tests used to detect infections. These include blood tests, urine tests, swabs, and imaging tests. Here's how each works. Blood tests. Blood tests are often the first step. They can detect signs of infection by measuring white blood cell count, WBC. A high count usually indicates an infection. CRP and ESR levels. These measure inflammation in your body. Blood cultures. These identify the specific bacteria or fungi in your bloodstream. Swabs. Swabs are commonly used for infections in the throat, nose, or wounds. For example, throat swabs can detect strep throat. Nasal swabs are used for flu or COVID-19 testing. Urine tests. Urine tests detect urinary tract infections, UTIs, by looking for bacteria, white blood cells, or nitrites in your urine. Specialized tests. In some cases, doctors use advanced tests like PCR, polymerase chain reaction, to detect specific viruses such as HIV, hepatitis, or COVID-19. So, how do these tests work? Let's dive into the science behind them. Cultures samples from blood, urine, or swabs are placed in special conditions to grow microorganisms. This helps identify the exact bacteria or fungi causing the infection. Microscopy. Samples are examined under a microscope to visually detect microorganisms like parasites or fungi. Serology tests. These look for antibodies or antigens in your blood. Antibodies indicate your body is fighting an infection, while antigens point to the presence of the pathogen itself. PCR testing. This advanced technique amplifies the genetic material of viruses or bacteria, making it easier to detect even small traces. Interpreting lab test results isn't always straightforward. Doctors consider multiple factors such as your symptoms, medical history, and the test findings. For example, a positive blood culture confirms the presence of bacteria in your bloodstream. A high WBC count suggests your body is fighting an infection, but it doesn't specify the cause. PCR tests can pinpoint the exact virus or bacteria causing the infection. It's also important to note that false positives or negatives can happen. That's why doctors might order additional tests to confirm the diagnosis. Did you know that lab testing technology is constantly evolving? Here are some cutting-edge advancements. Rapid tests provide results in minutes or hours, such as rapid COVID-19 or strep tests. Genomic sequencing is used to study the DNA of pathogens, especially during outbreaks. And AI in diagnostics helps analyze test results faster and more accurately. Beyond individual diagnoses, lab tests play a critical role in public health. They help track disease outbreaks like flu or COVID-19. They also monitor antibiotic resistance trends and develop vaccines and treatments. And there you have it, a detailed look at how lab tests detect infections. From simple swabs to advanced PCR techniques, these tests are essential for diagnosing and managing infections effectively. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Science of Lab Tests for more educational content. Have questions about lab tests or infections? Drop them in the comments below, and we'll feature them in a future video. Stay healthy, and see you next time.